guys, today I'm going to be giving my tips on Zach Mueller's Seattleite dribble move. So basically in the tutorial for Seattleite, the two-handed cut, he does this little move and it's really cool, and you've probably seen it done in several other videos, but he doesn't go as in-depth as I would have liked in his tutorial. He also says that you should get it in 5 minutes worth of practice. I completely debate that because it took me several days to get it to where it looks good. It's a really fun move. Some people may have trouble learning it, like myself, because we didn't have the tips that I'm gonna give you. So yeah, let's get started with those tips. Okay, so my first tip for doing Zach Mueller's Seattleite dribble or reverse dribble is to have a newer deck. Because if you have a clumpy deck, then of course it's going to clump and it won't flow, the cards won't flow off and fall as smooth as that. If your deck can do this side dribble very fluidly like that, then most likely it will be able to do this Seattleite reverse dribble well too. The next tip would be to make sure you're gripping the correct corners. So if you are right-handed and you have the packet in your dominant hand, your right hand, you're going to be gripping the blank corners. If you are a lefty, you'll probably be gripping the index corners. But since I'm a righty, I'll be gripping the blank ones, the non-index ones. Now if you learned the actual Seattleite flourish, you would know that you end in this position anyway. But if you are not doing Seattleite, you can just do some swing cuts and then re-grip onto those corners. Or you can just pick up on those corners and rotate. Doesn't really matter how, as long as you are gripping the correct corners. And then from here, when you rotate, you want to make sure you are beveling this packet by your thumb as much as you can. It may also help to have more cards to increase that bevel. See, this bevel will make it a lot easier for you to riffle your thumb off the cards individually, because without the bevel, it's gonna be a lot clumpier if you don't have that space to riffle. See how much better that is? Versus just like that. Also, I like to riffle with more of the side of my thumb. If you can see that on kind of just the corner. Playing around with the position of the thumb can take some practice and getting used to see what you like best. But just like the side right here, so it's not like over in the middle of the pad, it's more on the side. That's my sweet spot. So make sure you bevel the packet as much as you can with your thumb and find the best spot to riffle off of your thumb. So that's actually how you get into riffling. But once you start riffling, it's probably not gonna flow as smooth as that. Now in the tutorial, Zach says you'll probably get in 5 minutes. It did not take me 5 minutes to get that down. So it's gonna take more practice, kind of like a standard dribble would, or even a spring. All of those took several days of building that muscle in your thumb. This is not that much different. Play around with how much pressure too you push up with your index finger. At first, it's going to be a little hard and kind of uncomfortable as well. But once you start building that muscle, it'll be a lot easier. Also, another quick tip is where you put your index finger. I like to have it closer to my middle. It just helps me and it's more comfortable. Maybe play around with how close you put your index to each finger. And while you're doing this riffling, Your middle finger is basically doing nothing. If you try to let go of the cards with your middle finger, it's going to ruin the alignment. You want the cards to rotate off your middle finger like that, because the cards are horizontal here, but then they rotate off your middle and then they land more vertically like that. Once you start building the muscle down, the cards should automatically start popping off your thumb like so. Now obviously you wouldn't be doing it this slow, but they pop off your thumb and rotate around your middle finger. And try not to drop the cards like I did there. And this riffle needs to be continuous riffle, because if you do that one by one, then the cards aren't landing right. When you do this reverse dribble move, the cards should stay in order from that packet. So if you have the 3 of clubs on top and you do the reverse dribble move, the 3 of clubs is still on top. So it's not like you're doing a dribble and like it changes the order. I don't know. Alright, so to recap, make sure you're using just a newer or broken in deck. Make sure you are gripping the correct corners. You are beveling the side so your thumb can have an easier time to riffle. And you are finding the best placement of the corner on your thumb for you to riffle. You are applying pressure with your index and you can move it to your middle or thumb. You start pushing up and riffling with your thumb to where the cards pop off, and you aren't moving your middle finger, or that may ruin the alignment. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful, and after a few days of practice, you can start getting this a lot easier. It's really fun and worth the time in my opinion. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully these tips were helpful and you can start doing this really cool yet simple flourish kind of. Of course, all credit to Zach. He is really good at what he does. So while you may not be able to get this in 5 minutes, I think it is still worth the time to take as much practice as you need to get it to look good, because it is really satisfying to perform, really fun and cool looking. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. If this was helpful and you like these kinds of videos, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe and comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you next time. So let's get started with those tips. So yeah, this may not take you 5 minutes, but I think it does. So while this move may not, oh gosh, good grief. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully, and so yeah, I think this was